All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another WMMA chat video. All right, y'all, for this one, got some strawweight news across the board. Got a few fights I want to talk about. Of course, we got a fight coming up tonight. Got a quick late replacement for this one that I didn't know about for Cage Fury tonight. Got another fighter in the UFC strawweight division that got removed from the roster. All right, y'all know who I'm talking about by now. Got a couple of strawweight fights coming up this weekend I want to discuss. Got another weight miss as well. So I got to talk about that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, for CFFC 127 tonight, Fatima Klein was originally going to be taking on Jasmine Navarrete, but unfortunately, Jasmine Navarrete pulled out of the fight. I don't know why, guys. Let me know if you know in the comment section. I checked IGs. Nobody said anything. Was it a weight issue, injury? I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, Jasmine Navarrete is out of the fight, so Fatima Klein is going to be taking on Sarakova tonight in the main event for the vacant strawweight belt. My thoughts on this fight, I like the fight with Fatima and Jasmine, of course, better. That was Battle of the Undefeateds. Jasmine was 6-0, taking on Fatima Klein was 4-0. And I still wanted to see a little bit more for Fatima Klein as far as a step up in competition. And Jasmine was that, right? But Sarakova, we don't know. She's 5-3. She might bring a good test. You know, I've seen her. She's a scrappy fighter. But this being a short notice, I still got to lean towards Fatima Klein in this one. You know, Fatima Klein, she's coming for a belt. You know, she wants to show up and show out, and, you know, she's putting those well-rounded skills together. So I lean more towards Fatima Klein in this one now that she's taking on a late replacement. Shout out to Sarakova for stepping it up, though, man, because I hated to see this fight card canceled. You know, Fatima Klein, you know, she's been working hard for this one, training, and to get a main event for this vacant belt, you know, that's definitely going to, I think, make her step it up and build up her stock. But let me know what y'all think about this fight tonight, guys. Hopefully Jasmine Navarrete can, you know, bounce back from whatever's wrong. And maybe if Fatima Klein wins this belt, Fatima Klein can defend her belt against Jasmine in CFFC. You know, I'm hoping that happens. But yeah, that's the main event tonight. You've got the Fight Pass app, UFC Fight Pass app. You can check it out there. I'll see if I live stream and talk about it, or, you know, call it tonight. If not, just tune into it, guys. But all right, moving on. Sad news for this strawweight right here, Jinh Frey, man. Jinh Frey, I like her as a fighter. I do. I don't care what anybody says. I like Jinh Frey. You know, I followed her career, you know, from early days up to, I think she even fought for Ryzen once in between her, you know, downtime from Invicta FC. You know, she was atomweight, strawweight champion. I always just was kind of a fan of her style. You know, she fought like a smart fighter, but there's something that she's always been lacking too, that when she was in Invicta FC, I said, if she ever goes to the UFC, there's going to be a little bit of a problem. You know, I've always said that about her. I was always just being honest. You know, I like her style as a fighter, but there was always something I said, if she goes to the UFC, she might get eaten alive. And the reason why is because of her lack of confidence. She's a smart fighter now, because when she's facing a better grappler, she'll strike. If she's facing a better striker, she'll grapple. You know, she knows how to switch it up with her IQ. She knows how to adjust, but there's something like a lack of confidence in Jinh Frey, you know, and I think that's what's been her holdback, you know, her UFC career now. You know, she got signed 3 years ago. She's had 8 fights now, and she's 2-6 in the UFC. All right, that right there kind of tells you the whole story. You know, 2-6, lost her first 2 fights in the UFC, won next 2, then lost the last 4. You know, so that kind of tells you, man. Like, I think she just holds back. You know, some of her fights, if you look at the performances, like, she's got the skills to win, but it's that lack of confidence. You know, and at 38 years old now, I don't know if she'll bounce back and fight her way back to the UFC. Maybe she'll just move on and maybe go back to Invicta FC, fight somewhere else, LFA, you know, just anywhere else she could, you know, continue her career on for as long as she wants. She's 11-10 now, and at 38 years old, and, you know, she's got a bunch of degrees. I mean, maybe she can move on now. You know, she's already kind of lived the whole fighter life. You know, it's always cool to say she done that and had a belt at some point. Now she could go back and do what she does and use them brains. You know what I mean? Like, she's a smart fighter. Well, she's, you know, just a smart human being. I mean, because she has some degrees, like I said. But if she doesn't fight, I mean, she could be a fitness model too, because I'll say this, look, if you don't want to give her credit as a fighter, but there's always one thing I'm going to hand her a belt and a medal for, is that physique. Jinh Frey, to me, hands down, has one of the best physiques in, like, MMA, period. Like, WMMA, yes, MMA, period. I mean, that girl's got a banging physique. I mean, I'll have to say, like, if I ever do a video, like, on the top 5 fighters in WMMA with the best physiques, I'll say, like, Jinh Frey is probably, like, number 1 or number 2. All right, it's got to be Jinh Frey at number 1 or number 2 when it comes down to best physiques. But yeah, shout out to Jinh Frey at 11-10, 2-6 in the UFC. It is time to go now. Hopefully she can go back to Invicta FC, like I said, or continue her career or move on and just be content with that. All right. So coming up tomorrow night, y'all, we got 2 strawweight fights on the prelims for Almeida versus Lewis. And they are back-to-back, so that's good. So we can go ahead and get them out of the way, right, on the prelims, which starts at 6 p.m. But unfortunately, man, Eduardo Maura versus Montserrat Ruiz is now a catchweight fight. I'll still call it a strawweight fight because Ruiz made weight. She made weight. I think she was like 114, 115. But Eduardo Maura, 119.5. 119.5. She missed weight by 4.5 pounds, or what is the limit? 3.5, right? Because you can come in 116, right? Yeah, man. Oh, man. 119.5. I mean, if you look at her face, too, like, she looked like she was draining. Like, she was, about to pass out. So, I don't know what it was. It's like a rushed weight cut or, just overall bad dieting this time around, just trying to get it down. But, yeah, she missed weight. She's going to forfeit 30% of her purse. This fight's now a catch-weight fight. As far as how this fight goes, I think Maura, looking at her, with her kind of go-get-'em type of style, grappler, really strong and pressure type of fighter, I kind of favor her in this fight, anyways, regardless if she missed weight, because I think Ruiz just a little too small. Ruiz used to kind of come with that pressure style, but it's been a little bit more predictable now, that wrestling and the head toss that she usually does. I don't really see her doing that to a bigger fighter like Eduardo Maura, who's like 4 inches taller with a 5-inch reach and now coming in overweight as well, So I favor Eduardo Maura in this fight. I think she's better at using her size and just, her overall like clinch fighting style. I think she'll be able to nullify, the more of a, the more physical, smaller physical wrestler in this type of situation. Eduardo Maura, I was just looking at a couple of her past fights, even the Contender Series fight where she just goes in there and takes you down, ground and pound, look for submissions. She's that type of fighter that Eduardo, that type of fighter that I think can run through a fighter like Ruiz in this one, just being honest. I think Ruiz, she's kind of looking outgunned sometimes in the strawweight division, especially against Jacqueline Amorim. Like, she could not get on the inside or have really much success in that fight. So I think a fighter like Maura, who's coming in bigger and just on this undefeated streak, I think she'll be able to handle it. I think so. So I'm going to go with Maura in this fight. All right. The next fight on the list on the card is Angela Hill versus Denise Gomes. All right, man. So y'all know I was a little excited about this fight. I was already calling Denise Gomes by knockout. Honestly, look, this fight is 50-50 right here, for 2 reasons. Angela Hill might not show up and Denise Gomes could go in there and stop her, but Denise Gomes could get schooled too. When you go back and look at how Lupe Godinez got schooled by Angela Hill, Angela Hill is always that fighter that can make you look bad. Angela Hill maybe 15-13, but she's kind of like the Roxanne Modafferi at 115. She's got the record where she's got a lot of losses, but she hadn't been stopped that many times. She's come up short in some of these fights, and she can make you look bad. So Denise Gomes got to be on her game in this one. And I think she is, man. I mean, when it comes down to her style and her development, looks like she's really been working on her striking placement as far as, her body punching, her right hands, and, how to turn over her punches and not go too crazy. She's been working on a lot of that. She lost her first fight against Loma Labutni, which I give her a pass for. I mean, that was her first fight in the UFC against a veteran, right? Then she comes in and knocks out 2 prospects that I was looking forward to, that I thought were going to be threats. So now I'm forced to make Denise Gomes my threat, especially if she beats Angela Hill in convincing fashion, right? So this is definitely a big opportunity for Denise Gomes. Denise Gomes can go in here, stop Angela Hill, beat Angela Hill, and take that number 12 spot. She could take that number 12 spot, jump right into the top 15, and start going for that title. And if she does, then I'm definitely going to put her in that triple threat for strawweight. I think a triple threat for strawweight would have to be Lucindo, Denise Gomes, and probably Lupe Godinez at some point. Because I'm going to have to talk about Lupe in another video, man, where we talk about her potential. Like, can she get the top 5 or can she actually fight for the belt? But that's another story, y'all. But yeah, Angela Hill, if she doesn't come in here with that Mackenzie Dern type of mind frame, or any type of, like, that type of mind frame, like she came in that fight, she might give Denise Gomes a loss, right? But if she comes in here stationary, trying to trade with Denise Gomes, she might get knocked out. All right. But Denise Gomes, she's got to be on her game. She's got to use a lot of pressure in this fight. She's got to be first with her shots. She's got to walk through a lot of those punches, put a lot of pressure on to the body and to the head, and take Angela Hill down and just do what Mackenzie Dern did, put that pressure on and whoop her, put that top pressure on and drop bombs, And if she's able to stop Angela Hill, that gives her a top spot, and it definitely makes a lot of these other strawweights start looking at her as a big threat. All right. I mean, look at her. Denise Gomes done got the Pacheco look, so she's looking like she's, coming in trying to exploit some power. She's trying to show off some power come tomorrow night. But yeah, man, that's all I got for this chat video. Like I said, just wanted to run through here real quick. I got to put this up real quick for y'all because, just so y'all know, Sarakova is taking Jasmine Navarrete's place tonight. What do y'all think's next for Jinh Frey? Retirement, Invicta, LFA, Bellator, what? Who do y'all got in these fights tonight? Eduardo Maura, her missing weight self. No, I'm just playing. And Denise Gomes versus Angela Hill. How do y'all got these fights going, guys? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.